Hello and welcome to the Three Keys Lending podcast for 2023. We are excited to be here. I've got my special guest, Robert Campos.
Hey, how are you guys? Good to be here. Thank you, Todd.
You're welcome. Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Una pregunta, ¿vamos a hacerlo en español o en inglés? No.
Maybe we can just, throw some things out there and vamos a ver cómo nos va.
We can do it in... Nosotros ambos hablamos español e inglés, así que if you speak English or Spanish, we can help you. This is my very first podcast for Three Keys Lending, so thank you for your patience as we go through this, but I'm excited. This was a New Year's resolution to get this going, and here we are. So, a little bit of an intro. I am a mortgage loan officer. I'm the owner of Three Keys Lending. I've been a loan officer for 17 years, and I've owned Three Keys Lending for 3 years now, 3.5 years. I love helping people with the financing options. I've got a degree in mechanical engineering and an MBA, so my mind is kind of wired to work with numbers. That's why I love doing what I do. And Robert?
Well, guys, for me, we share this. I share this passion with Todd about helping people. So I'm a real estate agent over here in the state of Utah, and I've been doing this for over 2 years already here in Utah. I've been doing this before in other countries like Guatemala and Panama. It really motivates me a lot just to help people find their dream homes, and also there's this American dream of having a home here. So I'm highly motivated to always help my clients and do everything I can to help them achieve those goals. So excited to be here, excited to join Todd for this first podcast here. And I think Todd, lead us where should we go from here?
Well, today, Robert, I wanted to talk about, we're still at the beginning of the year. I think it'd be important to talk about the 3 keys of buying a home in 2023. I think a lot of people, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe at the end of last year, got a little maybe disillusioned, sidetracked when interest rates were rising, property home values were going up. So maybe a lot of people kind of held off, and they're thinking, well, we'll see what happens next year. Is that accurate? Or?
Yeah, you're actually right. So we're going to talk about 3 things here. We'll just jump and start with what the market is doing right now. So we have seen probably in the last 7 to 8 months probably where the market shifted here in Utah a little bit, where it turned more to a buyer's market. So I've been able to help a lot of my buyers to get concessions from sellers, meaning they have been the highly motivated ones, they have been dropping the price a little bit more. They have also helped paying closing costs for my buyers, but also buying down the rates, because we all know interest rates went a little bit higher last year, and they are still a little bit there. I mean, of course, if we compare that to what was going on 2 years ago, which interest rates were somewhere around 2 and 3%. I mean, if we compare with that, yeah, we would say it's a little bit high. But again, I mean, we've also had in history some interest rates being 16-20%.
Historically, the average I think is between 6 and 7%. So we're in the 5 to 6 now. So I know it may hurt from looking from a couple years ago, but realistically, we're still relatively low compared historically.
Yeah,
that makes you feel better.
Yeah. No, and I would agree with you. Yeah. So what happened? What's still going in the market is this. So the year started, and that type of market is still there. However, in this last 2 weeks here in Utah, I've seen already some changes. There are some listings that are going under contract for above asking price. So yeah, like 10, 20 grand.
Wow, we're already back.
Even 30 grand above asking price, no contingencies.
So let me ask you this: if somebody is thinking of buying a house this year, do you think now is a good time, or you think waiting might be better? What's your take on that?
That's a great question. So I think right now it's still a really good time. You actually can get good deals out there, especially from these highly motivated sellers. So yeah, still right now with the interest rates being the way they are, we can take advantage of that. I still have some clients that I'm helping, and we are getting concessions from sellers right now.
That's a huge deal, because if this concessions mean the seller is going to pay the closing costs, right?
Right. Yeah.
So now the buyer just has to come up with the down payment, and they can have the seller cover the closing costs. Maybe, like you said, get them even maybe a better rate.
Yep. Yeah,
that's
for
awesome.
sure. Yeah.
And what do you think that's going to carry on through the summer? What do you think is going to happen as we go into the summer?
That's another really good question. I mean, of course, we don't have, we can't predict what's going to happen in the future, but at least what we are foreseeing that will potentially happen is that interest rates will, they will be, I mean, somewhere between 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
They will be staying in that range.